Nevada Virtual Academy, we are back. Proficiency exam. Let's find out any way, or one way at least, to solve this problem. Translate this problem to an equation and solve. Find two consecutive negative integers that have a product of 90, right? So I'm looking at two consecutive negative integers with a product of 90. First of all, what means consecutive? Okay, well, consecutive negative integers, just think about if one is negative 1, I'm going to go into the negative direction, the other one would be negative 2. How am I getting from negative 1 to negative 2? I'm taking away 1, right? I'm subtracting 1. So if one of my integers supposedly will be negative k, okay, the next consecutive integers, I'm going to the left, will be negative k minus 1, okay, because negative k minus 1 is exactly the next one, or the one that will be lower than my negative k, will be less than my negative k, less by 1, okay? Their product is 90. So if I'm multiplying my two numbers here, negative k minus 1 and minus k, they will give me 90. And that's your equation now. So I have what? Negative k minus 1 times negative k equals 90. Well, let's do that multiplication here. Negative k times negative k is going to be positive k squared. Negative k, you see, I'm multiplying, I'm distributing that negative k to everything inside the parentheses. Negative k times negative 1 is going to be positive k. Everything equals 9. I will take away 90 from both sides because I want to have everything on one side. Your equation is k squared plus k minus 90 equals 0. Okay? You have to find ways to solve this equation, this quadratic equation, which obviously is not a perfect square and doesn't have any common factors. And there are many ways, right? One way would be to factor this. If this is factorable, if not prime, the first term in each one of them will be k. Because the last term is a negative one, okay? It means 1 is plus, 1 is minus a certain number, such that that number, those numbers actually in each one of them multiply to negative 90. And you guys can see that here, most likely I have 10 times negative 9. Because 10 times negative 9 is negative 90. Now I will check the middle term here. And that's positive, and I know that 10 will be positive here and not negative 10 and 9, right? Because 10 plus negative 9 equals positive 1. So that means I'm good. The factorization of this trinomial k squared plus k minus 90 is k plus 10 times k minus 9. Alright? Equals 0. Well, for this product to be 0, you have two possibilities, right? Either k plus 10 equals 0 or k minus 9 equals 0. Alright? Well, this will give you your two possible solutions. K1 equals negative 10 and K2 equals 9. Alright? Well, because I'm looking to consecutive negative numbers, right? You can use, because in our case we said our first number is negative k. Well, if I'm going to use negative 10, what do you guys notice in here? If I have negative 10, well, negative 10 is going to be positive 10, which is positive, not negative. So definitely this is not going to work for me. My k has to be negative 9. And that's your first number, negative 9. And the other number, because we went the other way, is negative 10, right? Negative 9 times negative 10, that is 90. So you have to give your answers as negative 9 and negative 10, okay? And by the way, if from the beginning you would have started with k, and what consecutive number from k do you have? You have k plus 1. I mean, without discussing any negative integers in here, just assuming we have two integers, to be consecutive, you will add 1 to the previous one. So your numbers will be k and k plus 1, and their product should be 90. As you can see, you end up with pretty much the same equation, the same quadratic equation. Well, in this case, you will find your two roots, right? One will be 10, one will be negative 10, one will be 9, and in this case, the negative 10 will work, because negative 10 plus 1 is going to be 9, negative 10 times 9 is going to be 90. I mean, I'm sorry, negative 10 plus negative 9 is going to be, times negative 9 is going to be 90, and that's why even if you're choosing to go this path, you will still have the same roots, negative 9 and negative 10, or negative 10, negative 9, whichever way you would like to write them down, okay? Alright, thank you very much. One note in here will probably be negative 10, negative 9 if you go by consecutive integers by adding 1 to them, okay? So you're going to go in the normal way, left to right. Negative 10 will be first, and then negative 9, because you're just adding 1 to the previous one to get the next one. But I hope this answers your questions, and you will know next time how to solve a similar problem. Thank you.